Hello, everyone. Welcome to the English Chatcast. I'm Ben, and I'm here with my co-host, Anna.
Hi there, I'm Anna, and we're so excited you're here.
Today, we're going to talk about something that every single person does every day, our daily routines. And this is perfect for English learners because you can immediately start using these phrases to describe your own life.
Exactly. Plus, when you're learning English, talking about your daily routine is often one of the first conversations you'll have with new people. It's like the perfect icebreaker.
So true. And Anna, I know you grew up speaking both Spanish and English at home, so you probably have some great insights about how different languages structure these kinds of conversations.
Oh, definitely. In Spanish, we often use reflexive verbs for daily routines, like me levanto for I get up. But in English, we keep it much simpler with phrases like I wake up or I get up.
That's really helpful. Okay, let's start with morning routines. Anna, what does your typical morning look like?
Well, I usually wake up around 7 in the morning. The first thing I do is check my phone. I know. That's probably not the healthiest habit.
Yeah, we're all guilty of that.
Then I get out of bed and make my bed right away. My mom always taught me that making your bed sets the tone for the whole day. After that, I brush my teeth, wash my face, and get dressed.
Nice! I love your mom's advice. For our listeners, let me highlight some key phrases Anna just used. She said, I wake up, I get out of bed, I make my bed, I brush my teeth, I wash my face, and I get dressed.
Exactly. Those are super common phrases. What about you, Ben? What's your morning routine like?
Well, living in Colorado, I'm definitely more of a morning person because I love getting outdoors early. I usually set my alarm for 6:30, but honestly, I often wake up naturally before my alarm goes off.
Oh, wow. 6:30? That's early.
Yeah, it's early, but I do take the opportunity to sleep in on the weekends. The first thing I do whenever I wake up is drink a big glass of water. Then I take a shower, and this is important, in English, we say take a shower, not make a shower.
Good point. That's definitely something learners mix up sometimes.
After my shower, I get dressed, usually in workout clothes because I like to go for a jog or a hike before work. Then I make breakfast, usually something simple like oatmeal with fruit or scrambled eggs.
That sounds so healthy. And listeners, notice how Ben said, I go for a jog and I make breakfast. These are really natural ways to talk about morning activities. Oh, and Ben, do you have coffee in the morning?
Oh, absolutely. I can't function without my morning coffee. I usually brew a cup of coffee while I'm making breakfast. What about you?
I'm more of a tea person, actually. I usually have green tea or sometimes café con leche. That's coffee with milk, which I learned from my mom. But in English, we'd just say coffee with milk or a latte.
Nice! Now let's talk about some more morning routine vocabulary. For eating breakfast, you can say, I have breakfast, I eat breakfast, or I grab breakfast if you're in a hurry.
Right. And for getting ready to leave, we might say, I pack my bag, I grab my keys, I put on my shoes, and I head out, or I leave for work.
You know, Ben, something interesting is how our routines change on weekends versus weekdays. During the week, everything is so structured, but weekends are totally different.
Oh, absolutely. Like I said earlier, on weekends, I love to sleep in. That means I wake up later than usual, maybe around 8 or 8:30 instead of 6:30. It's such a luxury. And instead of rushing around, I take my time with everything.
Same here. On weekends, I often stay in my pajamas for a few hours. We call this lounging around or being lazy, but in a good way. I make a big breakfast instead of just grabbing something quick, maybe pancakes or eggs Benedict.
That's perfect vocabulary for our listeners. Sleep in, take your time, lounge around, and stay in your pajamas. These are all great phrases for talking about relaxed weekend mornings. It's interesting how English has so many ways to express the concept of being unhurried.
Perfect. Now let's move on to daytime and work activities. This is where routines can really vary from person to person. Anna, what does your workday typically look like?
Well, I work from home most days, so my commute is pretty easy. I just walk to my home office.
That's the best kind of commute.
Exactly. I usually start work around 9 in the morning. The first thing I do is check my emails and make a to-do list for the day. Then I dive into my main projects.
Nice. And for our listeners, Anna used some great work-related phrases there. I start work, I check my emails, I make a to-do list, and I dive into my projects. That last one, dive into, means to start something with a lot of energy and focus.
Good explanation. What about you, Ben? Since you go hiking in the mornings, when do you start work?
I usually get to the office around 9:30 or 10. I work in marketing, so my day involves a lot of meetings, working on campaigns, and collaborating with my team. I usually attend about 3 or 4 meetings a day.
Wow, that's a lot of meetings.
Tell me about it. But I really enjoy the collaborative aspect. And around noon, I take a lunch break. Sometimes I eat lunch at my desk if I'm really busy, but I try to get outside and grab lunch from a nearby cafe when I can.
That's smart. Getting outside during the day is so important. For lunch vocabulary listeners, we can say, I have lunch, I eat lunch, I grab lunch, or I take a lunch break.
Exactly. And if you bring lunch from home, you might say, I pack my lunch in the morning, or I bring my lunch to work.
Ben, I think it would be helpful to talk about some different types of work schedules, because not everyone has a typical 9-to-5 job. Some of our listeners might be students, shift workers, or freelancers like me.
That's such a good point, Anna. If you're a student, you might say, I have classes from 9 to 3, or I study at the library in the afternoon. For someone who works night shifts, you might say, I start work at 11 p.m., or I work the graveyard shift.
Exactly. And if you work part-time, you might say, I work 3 days a week, or I only work mornings. For people who travel for work, they might say, I'm on a business trip, or I work remotely this week. There are so many different ways to structure your work life these days.
Good point. Now, what about the afternoon? How do you finish up your workday?
In the afternoon, I usually wrap up any projects I've been working on, respond to emails, and plan for the next day. I typically leave the office around 6. What about you?
Since I work from home, I try to maintain good work-life balance by shutting down my computer at a specific time, usually around 5:30. I literally close my laptop, and that's my signal that the workday is over.
That's a great strategy. And listeners, notice the phrases we used for ending work. Wrap up projects, leave the office, and shut down my computer. These are all natural ways to talk about finishing your workday.
Now, let's talk about evening routines. This is where people really have different styles. Then, what do you usually do in the evenings?
Well, after I get home from work, I usually change into comfortable clothes. We call these casual clothes, or sometimes loungewear. Then I make dinner. I really enjoy cooking, so I often spend about an hour preparing a meal.
That's awesome. I'm not much of a cook, so I usually order takeout or make something simple like a salad or pasta.
Hey, nothing wrong with keeping it simple. For dinner vocabulary, you can say, I make dinner, I cook dinner, I prepare dinner, or like Anna said, I order takeout.
Right. And after dinner, I usually clean up the kitchen. You can say, I wash the dishes, I do the dishes, or I clean up. Then I like to relax by watching Netflix or reading a book.
Nice. I'm similar. After dinner, I usually watch TV, read, or sometimes I call my family on the phone. On weeknights, I try to wind down early so I can get enough sleep.
Wind down is such a perfect phrase for evening routines. It means to gradually relax and prepare for sleep. What time do you usually go to bed?
I try to be in bed by 10:30 since I wake up so early. My nighttime routine is pretty simple. I brush my teeth, wash my face, and set my alarm for the next day. What about you?
I'm more of a night owl, so I usually go to bed around 11 or 11:30. Before bed, I like to write in my journal. That's something my mom taught me to do. It helps me reflect on the day.
Anna, we should also talk about errands and household tasks that are part of people's routines. These are things people do regularly, but maybe not every single day.
Oh, yes, like grocery shopping. I usually go grocery shopping on Sundays. I make a shopping list, drive to the supermarket, and stock up for the week. It's one of those necessary but sometimes tedious tasks.
I'm the same way. And there are other regular errands like doing laundry. I usually do laundry on Sunday mornings. You might say I wash clothes, I put clothes in the washing machine, and then later I hang up the clothes or I fold the laundry.
Right, and cleaning the house is another big one. You might say, I vacuum the floors, I clean the bathroom, or I tidy up the living room. Some people prefer to do all their cleaning on one day, while others do a little bit each day.
And don't forget about other errands like going to the bank, picking up dry cleaning, getting gas for your car, or going to the post office to mail packages. These might happen once a week or even less frequently, but they're still part of adult life routines.
Ben, we should also mention exercise and health routines, since staying healthy is such an important part of many people's daily lives. You mentioned going for jogs in the morning. What other types of exercise vocabulary should our listeners know?
Great question. For exercise, you can say, I work out at the gym, I go for a run, I take a yoga class, or I ride my bike. Some people prefer to exercise in the morning to start their day with energy, while others like to work out after work to relieve stress.
That's so true. I prefer evening workouts because I'm not a morning person. I usually go to a fitness class or do some stretching at home. And it's not just about exercise. There are other health routines like taking vitamins, drinking lots of water throughout the day, or taking breaks to rest your eyes if you work at a computer.
And we shouldn't forget about social activities and hobbies. These might not happen every day, but they're important parts of our weekly routines. Anna, what are some social activities that people commonly do?
Oh, there are so many. You might say, I meet friends for coffee. I go out for dinner with my family. I have a movie night with friends. Or I attend a book club meeting. These activities help us stay connected with the people we care about.
Absolutely. And for hobbies, people might say, I practice guitar, I work in my garden, I paint or draw, I learn a new language, or I play video games. The key is that hobbies are things we do for enjoyment and personal fulfillment, not because we have to.
You know, Ben, we should also mention how technology is part of everyone's daily routine now. Things like checking social media, responding to text messages, or listening to podcasts, like this one, are all part of how we structure our days.
So true. You might say, I check Instagram, I scroll through Twitter, I watch YouTube videos, or I listen to music while I cook. Some people also say, I charge my phone before bed, or I set my phone to Do Not Disturb mode. Technology vocabulary is constantly evolving.
What I love about all of this vocabulary is that it covers the full spectrum of modern life, from the basics like waking up and going to bed to work, errands, exercise, socializing, and even our digital habits. English has expressions for all of these experiences.
And the beautiful thing is that once you master these routine phrases, you can mix and match them to describe anyone's lifestyle. A student's routine will be different from a parent's routine, which will be different from a retiree's routine, but the basic vocabulary building blocks remain the same.
And Ben, I think it's worth mentioning that these routine phrases are also great conversation starters when you meet new people. Asking someone, "What does your typical day look like?" or "What time do you usually wake up?" can lead to really natural, interesting conversations.
Exactly. And the great thing is that these conversations help you practice in a low-pressure way. Everyone has routines, so everyone can relate to this topic. It's universal, but also personal at the same time.
And for bedtime vocabulary listeners, you can say, I go to bed, I get ready for bed, I brush my teeth, I set my alarm, and I fall asleep.
Perfect. Now, before we wrap up, let's do a quick vocabulary review. Ben, can you give us some key morning routine verbs?
Wake up, get out of bed, take a shower, brush your teeth, get dressed, have breakfast, and leave for work.
Excellent. And for work and daytime activities? Start work, check emails, attend meetings, take a lunch break, work on projects, and finish work.
And for evening routines, get home, change clothes, make dinner, clean up, watch TV, relax, wind down, and go to bed.
Now, here's a fun challenge for our listeners. Try describing your own daily routine using these phrases. Start with, I usually wake up at, and walk through your entire day. Practice saying it out loud. It's great speaking practice.
That's a fantastic idea. And remember, everyone's routine is different, and that's what makes these conversations interesting. Maybe you work night shifts. Maybe you're a student. Maybe you have kids. Just adapt these phrases to fit your life.
Exactly. The key is to practice using these verbs and phrases until they feel natural. And don't worry about being perfect. The more you practice, the more confident you'll become.
Absolutely. And next time you meet someone new, you'll have lots of ways to talk about your daily life in English.
If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to like and subscribe. Feel free to leave comments about the Chatcast, including topics that you'd like us to have conversations about in future episodes. Until next time, keep practicing, keep listening, and remember, learning English with us is
A piece of cake. Thanks for listening, everyone. See you next time on the English Chatcast.